A few days ago, I saw a video on social media that a lady was saying that if you always feel like you're never doing enough, maybe it's because you're always raising the bar. And just a few days before the end of 2024, around like about December 27th-ish, I made a video on Facebook saying that I'm going to be taking YouTube serious for a year just to see what kind of doors open for me. And as I was diving deep into what type of content I should make, like what direction I should go, what I should be sharing, I saw a common theme, and that common theme was to make podcast video styles similar to this, to where talking head and just being real and straight up, and that there's so much in that there's a lot of different types of content and saturation, and what people are looking for is something real, like something unfiltered. So what I decided to do is start this video podcast series called Entrepreneurs Unscripted, Raw and Real Stories. Actually, let me check. I just made this up like 10 minutes ago, so again, you're getting the unscripted version. It is called Entrepreneurs Unscripted, Raw and Real Stories. So that's the name of this video series I'm going to be doing. So this is why I'm doing it this style again, because people are looking for authenticity, and they don't want it. There's so much fluff out there, and I end up finding myself, if I'm scrolling through a video, I don't want to see fluff. I don't want to see scripted stuff. To an extent, I just want to, if I'm consuming somebody's videos, I want to see what it is they're sharing, transparency. And this is going to be like my 4th or 5th video I put on my YouTube. And as you can probably tell, I'm struggling a little bit. I got to work on it. I got to work on my speaking and presentation skills. And I've seen a lot of people have the camera directly in front of them. I feel a little bit more comfortable at this angle because being in front of the camera is kind of scary. So basically what the premise of the show is going to be is the main theme is I want to interview and have conversations with entrepreneurs, see what type of business they do, how they started, what lessons they learned in life, what they learned to do, what not to do, and see what led them to the point that they're at now, what life event made them pivot and decided to take the route that they took. Also, I want to talk about customer stories, because what I do a lot on my Facebook, I love making fun of ridiculous customers, or custom people that want to be customers. It's because some people are just something else. They have unrealistic expectations, and I don't know what exactly what all they think. I still haven't figured it out, and I've been doing what I do for just around 4 or 5 years or so, and dealing with the public in the automotive field since I was like 15, I think. Doing automotive stuff since I was 15, but dealing with the public in auto repair since I was like 20, I think. And there are just some people I don't understand, man, and they have unrealistic expectations. A lot of their stories a lot of the interactions that I have with them are funny. They're something else. Like, for example, some of the things that I encounter are, why are keys so expensive? Why are you charging me $200+ for a key fob that's $20 on Amazon? And the reason being is because the equipment is like $5,000 to $10,000, and I'm not going to sell you the service and make $20 like they expect me to, so that's just not going to happen. Got expenses, and I'm a professional, and I'm dealing with people's security, and if people that are doing jobs for under $100, again, they may have access to your car, another key being made, or access to your home or building. So are you really going to trust that person to be honest and make a living, and expect them to make a living just for $100 profit when they have all these expenses? And that, or they're mad at me that when I make a key for their car and then something else breaks that wasn't like that before. So, stuff like that. I dealt with that when I was a mechanic. My mechanic friends deal with that. And I know there's people like that exist in every industry. And I want to unlock and find out. I mean, I'm sure a lot of the psychology and their psyche is very similar, but I want to hear it from other people's point of view, and I'm sure other business owners want to hear those stories also. Because what I notice is that when people are on my other business owners, my friends that are business owners on social media, they get a kick out of them, and every so often, when I see anybody that saw my post sharing stories like that, they ask, did that really happen? Yeah, tell me more about that. Or they say, hey, I had a customer that something similar, the customer did X, Y, and Z and all that. And I don't know, it's just really funny. And also just ask them what lessons they learned. And to an extent, I think people that decide to be entrepreneurs, I think they have some sort of trauma. I know I do. We all do. But I don't let my trauma control me, I guess you could say. Or I don't make my trauma, or I don't let my trauma take a big toll on me, because I know that even what's that word again? Even bad situations, I can't think of it. There's a really cool word by a guy named Wes Watson that I've watched a few times. Is it disparity? I might be wrong. I'll find out later. Adversity. Yeah, seeking I think it's adversity, but like looking for when unfortunate situations make you a stronger and better person. So even though I probably, like you, I'm traumatized as well from my childhood and my life experiences, I've used those as fuel and leverage to become a better person, more successful, and number one, not let people take advantage of me. Number two, serve my community better, and just be an overall better person. There's so much that there's so many unfortunate situations in life that you can use to your advantage, that it takes a special type of person to realize that. Most people will see their unfortunate situations as a victim and let it take control of their life instead of them controlling it, and it's just the way it works. I don't understand it, but I mean, it is what it is. Also, another reason I'm doing this is because I see a lot of business owners struggling to get customers on social media. So if you know who I am, or if you've seen my channel description, some of my other videos that I've posted here, I'm an automotive locksmith. So what I do, I specialize with making keys for cars, and mainly cars, because I used to be a mechanic, so I understand vehicles pretty well. So I make spare keys for cars. I make keys if they're lost. That way people don't have to go to the dealership, wait days to receive a key for their car, and even pay dealership prices. I can most cars, just depending on, unless it's a special situation, sometimes I can save $100 to $200 usually, depending on the situation. So I decided a long time ago to learn sales, learn marketing, some sort of video content creation like this, and just make my social media presence a lot better. And I wanted to offer those services to other business owners, and basically they didn't want to pay the prices that I was asking, because according to them, I have a guy, or my nephew, my son, whatever, does all my social media and stuff, again, very poorly, and I do okay. So I decided, you know what, I have these skills. I kind of know locksmithing a little bit. Let me put those skills to work for the locksmith service. So I put it out there, started making content and to get customers from Facebook. Because again, if you're a business owner and you have friends on Facebook and you have a local service, that's the low-hanging fruit. That's basically saying, hey, you know what? I make car keys. Say you have 500 friends on Facebook. I'm pretty sure at least 50 of them are seeing your stuff at some point. If you post consistently, there's even more people. So at first I didn't really get a whole lot of traction like I thought, but because I'm posting on local groups, people are messaging me and for my local Facebook groups. I wasn't running ads at the time. Right now I don't really run ads for my locksmith service on Facebook because I stay pretty busy. And again, I'm posting in local groups. People are hitting me up. People are giving me reviews, and I'm also was also posting on my Facebook page. And say that I have maybe 10, 15 reactions, a couple comments, 2 or 3 likes, whatever, and from the same people. I started noticing what I noticed also was that I would get a call or a message from somebody that never comments on my posts, never likes them, I don't even see them looking at my stories. And I would see that person again, somebody I went to school with, somebody that I've known for a long time, say, hey, I see your stuff all the time. I see you were doing this, you did my friend's car, you were here, you were there. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know you were watching it. But he and or she was, I don't remember who it was, and I'm not going to say it either, even if I did remember. And I thought, and at the time I probably had about maybe 1,200 friends between everything else, followers. So I thought, you know what, I probably only have about maybe 50, 60 people watching. But then once I realized that, I'm thinking, you know what, there's a few hundred more people watching me, and I just didn't know, and that was a pretty cool concept. So anyways, all that to say, I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, that I already have an okay following or presence on Facebook. So one of the goals for doing this video series or video podcast or just show or whatever it's called, I don't know, it's how long is my recording, like 13, 14 minutes? It's about 20 minutes old. So yeah, it's a fresh idea. It's fresh out of the oven. I want to use this platform to help promote other local business owners, to help them get more customers, because if they win, we all win, and there's enough to go around for everybody. And also, I don't do what they do and they don't do what I do, so yeah, it works out even better. And so hopefully getting my followers eyeballs on their business will help them get help them get more business, and hopefully their followers eyeballs start checking out my business, and so they can call me for locksmith service and whatever it is that I do. And also, I want to be able to have something more consistent to upload on social media, and I'm sure that everybody wants exposure, so I'll tell them, you know what, come on, we'll record like a 20-minute or an hour, however long you're comfortable with video, and just go from there. And yes, I'm excited about that because I've never done this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I just, everybody, nobody really actually, I'd say out of 100 people, there's probably 1 or 2 people that are actually going to do something. And I've just been putting this off for too long, and I've been kicking myself mentally because of it. So, for example, one last thing here, and we'll end this. This will be the first video. I started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a year and 8 months ago. As of this point, I have 303 classes under my belt. I did the math. classes are average an hour 15 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, a little bit longer, but I just did 1.25. I believe that's 378 hours. I did the math earlier, and I have my blue belt. And I want to say about 6 or 7 months in after I started, the biggest single regret I had was not doing it sooner. Because number one, I could have been in better shape than I am now. I am 25 pounds lighter because I cleaned up my eating and I started taking my training a lot more serious. And my skills could have been much more advanced than what they are now. Training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and getting my blue belt is what, well, first off, training Jiu-Jitsu and then seeing that, like many things in life, YouTube, Jiu-Jitsu, and success, and building something solid that's gonna stand the test of time and go on for a long time. It takes time, but you don't build it overnight. It takes years. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of persistence. On average, it takes a jiu-jitsu practitioner, from what I understand, 8 to 10 years to get their black belt. And even then, that's not the end of the line. There's still a lot more to improve. And from what I'm seeing, most YouTube channels, they failed because they just stopped. Most white belts, they stop too, and so they never get to blue. I believe only about 10 or 15% of people that train jiu-jitsu make it a blue belt. And I was also seeing that, I don't remember the stats, but a big amount of people whose channel fails because they're not consistent and they're not persistent with it, and they just stop way too soon. The common thing I kept seeing was that get 100 videos up. 100 videos is a lot. That's, if you're doing once a week, that's 2 years basically. But my goal is minimum 1. If I can do 2, I'll do 2. So the nice thing about what I'm going to be doing with my channel is uploading some of the work of my work and videos like this where I'm hearing people's life stories. I love stories. I think we all do. The crazier they are, the better, and also the deeper they are, the better, and the more unique. And I know everybody has a story to tell. A lot of people may seem like a lot of people I talk to, they seem like, yeah, you know what, I have nothing to share, I have nothing to offer, but we all have something. And what I'm seeing here with YouTube also is that I'll go back and I'll find a video from somebody that's 7, 8 years old, 10 years old or something like that, and I can still relate to the stories, or I just find them entertaining. Like, yo, that's crazy. Did that really happen? Or sometimes I'll talk to customers or just people in general, and they'll say something about what happened in their life, and I'm thinking, dude, that is insane. Like, keep telling me more. That's cool. But yeah, so that's gonna be what this series is for. And if you want to keep seeing cool on unscripted stuff, then like, subscribe, and so you can see what's going on. And if you're watching this from my YouTube link, from my link that I'm going to put on Facebook, put on here Facebook or something, that way I know it's you. And or if you find this video like a year from now, and you're into this kind of stuff where people just flow their stories and just share random things, and put on there when you're watching it and when you first saw this. And I think it'd be pretty cool, because sometimes I look back at some people's comments and other videos, and I'm thinking, dude, that is awesome. 10 years later, people are still commenting on a video that is still relevant today just because of the story. So yeah. But yeah, again, this is the first video for Entrepreneurs Unscripted, Raw and Real Stories. Yeah, Entrepreneurs Unscripted, Raw and Real Stories. Yeah, I still gotta get used to that. Yeah, have a good night, and or good morning, wherever it is you are. It is currently 1:02 a.m. right now, and so yeah.